Hi guys, Gijoe here, and welcome back to my bunker here in Atlanta, Georgia. Today we are continuing our BBR series, and this is episode 11, and we're going to be dealing with one of the new icons that is new to the Bloodbath map for this version, and it is the Shipyard icon. And if you turn in your little manual here to page 35, you can see that Shipyard icon right here. Okay, now I alluded to this icon back when I did my the map vid at the beginning of the series. I think it's episode 2 or 3, I can't remember exactly, but this Shipyard icon is located, I think, in 9 different sea zones across the map. And what I want to do now is take you around and show you where those icons are located and how they affect gameplay. Okay, so let's go there now. There are 9 shipyards icons on the map, and you'll see one here. We've got one in western United States. We've got a second one in Sea Zone 6 off Japan. We have a third one off of Calcutta. We have a fourth one off of Rome. We have a fifth one off of the eastern United States. 6 off the west coast of England. 7 off the east coast, 8 in Sea Zone 115, and the 9th one in Sea Zone 127. All right, so what does the shipyard mean? Well, let's take a look at the rule book. This is on page 35 of Sire's rule book here, and it says, note that capital ships may not be built at a minor industrial complex unless the placement sea zone has a shipyard marker in it, like this. So what does that mean? So what Sire wanted to do, he wanted to get away from unrealistic things such as Japan dropping complexes here and here and building aircraft carriers or building battleships, because they weren't building, you put a complex here in Malaya, they weren't building capital ships down here. They built them in their capital. All right, same thing for UK, for instance. They built capital ships here. They were not building capital ships in Egypt, aircraft carriers and battleships. So therefore, you cannot build a capital ship off of a minor complex unless there's a shipyard. Now that shipyard icon is because of the exception, which is the United States. Okay. As we know, at the beginning of the outer box, the United States starts with minor complexes all over the map, okay? Central, eastern, and western United States. So if you notice, there's a shipyard icon right here. Therefore, at the beginning of the game, the United States can build a capital ship here, even on a minor complex, because there is a shipyard here, okay? Now, here's how this would also affect the UK. Let's say that Japan comes in, and let's say that Japan takes India. Well, as you know, when it's taken, it will go to a minor complex. Well, now let's say UK takes India back, but now it's a minor complex, right? But since there's a shipyard here, the UK can still build a capital ship there, okay? All right, so that is why the shipyard icon is there, for those 2 exceptions. Now, if you notice over here, New South Wales does not have a shipyard here. So ANZAC cannot build a carrier or a battleship here in Sea Zone 62, okay? Now, let's see what this says here in the rule book. Capital ships can always be placed in a sea zone attached to a major industrial complex controlled by your power. So you may say, well, that's not fair. I think Australia should be able to build a capital ship. Well, if you notice on the BBR map, New South Wales is worth 3. So can ANZAC build a capital ship? The answer is yes, but it has to jump through some hoops. The first thing they would have to do is they would have to pay money to upgrade this to a major complex. So let's say they do that. So this turn, they upgrade that to a major complex. Now the next turn, now they can put a capital ship there. Okay? So, and that's one reason that Sireblood can make this worth 3. So that, yes, Australia could have the option of building a capital ship, but it's not going to, it wasn't realistic. They weren't building a bunch of carriers and battleships down here. All right? So that makes that makes it to where Australia does have the option of building a capital ship. It's just they're going to have to jump through some hoops and pay a lot of money. And typically, Australia doesn't have the money to invest in upgrading this to a major just to build a capital ship. They have other things that they need to do with subs and transports and trying to take money islands and such. So that is how to get around that. Okay, guys, I hope that brings some clarity to the shipyard icon and maybe explains on how that will affect your gameplay. So if you didn't know about shipyards, all I can say is now you know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Gijoe!